So this video is about what is going to be the future of MBA in India. Now, why am I making this video? So you could be an MBA aspirant, an MBA student, or somebody who has recently graduated from your MBA program, and it might be interesting for you to understand that how would MBA as a program evolve in India in the next 5 years and beyond 5 years. In this video, I am attempting to predict that what I feel that would be the face of MBA, the face of MBA programs and the MBA outcomes in India in 5 and a few more years after that. Hi, I'm Darpan Saxena, an MBA graduate from IIM Udaipur, and let's get on with the video. So a lot of you may or may not know that I've spent a considerable amount of years in the MBA test prep industry, wherein I was working as the MBA Product Head at one of the leading test prep organizations for the CAT exam. Over the years, I have seen MBA as a program, the MBA exams, and the students who are appearing for the MBA exams. I've seen all of these things evolve a lot. And from there, I gave myself as an assignment that, hey, how about I think that what will happen to MBA as a program in a few years from now? And this video, which I am recording right now in August of 2021, which will be on the YouTube by September, my objective is to record what I think about it, so that in a few years from now I can just look back and see if what I thought about MBA's future, is it true or not? So I will be sharing with you 3 predictions of mine as to what will happen to the MBA program, and I hope that it helps you also think about that how will the MBA program help you. So here are the 3 things which I think will happen in the MBA space in India. The first thing which will happen is that MBA will become the new engineering of India. Now what do I mean to say by that? So you would have heard about a 5-year integrated program called the IPM, which was launched initially by IIM Indore. And from there, over the last few years, now that program, that 5-year integrated program has been adopted by 5 IIMs overall. So now 5 out of 20 IIMs have that IPM program. What exactly is the IPM program? The IPM is a 5-year integrated program to which the student can apply right after his or her class 12th. The student would enter the 5-year program and would graduate with an MBA after the 5 years. So now one obvious thing which has happened over here is that thanks to the IPM program, students who are in class 12th, they have one additional option, which means now they can plan that, okay, whether I do engineering, whether I do say arts or science, or whether I plan for an MBA right after class 12th. Now also what you need to know over here is that the IPM exam, the IPMAT exam of all of these 5 IIMs, the total number of aspirants which appear for that exam are somewhere around 20 to 25,000 aspirants, whereas the aspirants which appear for the engineering exams each year are upwards of 1.5 lakhs. That is the comparison as of now. However, having said all of that, why do I feel that the IPM exam is going to be as crowded as the engineering exam? Why do I say that? The answer is simple, and the answer is actually contingent upon one thing, and that thing is that this thing will happen. What I'm saying, that the IPM program is going to be as big as an engineering program, this thing will happen only if and as soon as one among IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore or Calcutta, one among these top 3 old IIMs, if one among them announce their IPM programs. Right now these 3 IIMs do not have IPM. However, if even one of these programs or 2 of these launch their IPM, then the craze for IPM, the acceptance for IPM in the students, in the families of the students is gonna blow up like crazy. And then you will see that the IPM exams will have as many aspirants as the engineering exams have. And what I'm saying, it will surely happen because, I would in fact go ahead and urge you to go and read more about the IPM program, and you'll be amazed how beautifully that program is created. And once either of these 3 IIMs, when they start their IPM, it's going to get a lot of acceptance and it's going to be as big as the engineering exams in India. So that was my first prediction about MBA exams. My second prediction for MBA scenario in India is that in the next few years, what will happen is that specialized MBA programs which have specializations will start to spring up more. One, and two, that they will find a lot more acceptance than they are finding right now. So when I'm saying specialized MBA programs, what I'm trying to say, it could be, for example, the MBA program which is being offered by a MICA. MICA is a school in Ahmedabad which offers a specialization wherein the students are studying more about advertising and marketing. Same way, for example, IIM Calcutta had launched a joint program with ISI Kolkata and with IIT Kharagpur. It is called the PGDBA. It is an analytics program which is sort of an MBA in analytics. So these kind of niche programs which are very specific, or for example, if I have to also include, I would also include the HRM programs which are offered by a college like TIS. These specialized programs will see far more acceptance in the future than they are seeing right now. Why do I say that? The answer is very simple and it flows from my first point. Because what will happen is that when MBA is going to become a mainstream career option right after class 12th, when suddenly an IIM Ahmedabad or a Bangalore or a Calcutta will make IPM a mainstream option, then what you'll observe is that the class 10th, 11th and 12th students who right now may not have a lot of understanding about MBA, about finance, about operations, about HR, so on and so forth. Right now they don't think so far. But when the IPM would be an option right after class 12th, what you'll observe is that these students of class 10th, 11th, 12th, MBA is going to become a very mainstream point of conversation for these students, just the same way engineering is or any other such field is right now. And from that, what will happen is that since the kids will be speaking more about it, they will get far more clarity about why they want to do an MBA, and they would also go to the extent of thinking about what do they want to do after MBA and what exactly is the kind of specialization. Hence, you will find that MBA aspirants, and especially the ones who are coming in from the IPMAT exam, from the IPM, they would be very much aware about what exactly is it that they want to do in MBA. And hence the acceptance of these specialized programs will also increase, because then probably the students are going to be more self-aware, more aware about the various options which they will have after MBA. So that was my prediction number 2, that what will happen in a few years in the MBA space in India. And from there I will talk about the third point, and the third point is related to something which is close to the heart of many MBA aspirants and many MBA students. And this thing is obviously the MBA placements. And this is my prediction with regards to what will happen in the MBA placement space in a few years from now. Now, right now, when you go to a good B school, what you'll observe is that the highest salaries are being offered by some of the most established old corporate big brands. So whether it is consulting, you will see that the best offers are by BCG or McKinsey or a Bain. Same way, if you go into an FMCG, it would be an HUL or a PNG, so on and so forth. Same way, in each domain, you have some organizations, and usually you'll find that these are the ones which are very well established companies, and they are the ones which are offering the highest salaries. Hence, right now, if you talk to an MBA student, the aspiration is to work with some of these aspirational old established big companies. However, my third point is this, my third prediction is this, that in a few years from now, this equation is going to completely flip. That for an MBA student who's in MBA B school, for him or her, the most aspirational jobs are going to be in the startups, and the most lucrative jobs, the most salaries will be offered by the startups and not by these big corporates. And my answer to why do I say that is very simple. And you can understand it by the startup ecosystem of India. Startups are getting heavily funded. Startups are going for IPO. We are having more number of unicorns than we've ever had. So what I'm trying to say is that a very well-funded startup, which in the next few years will be having a lot of well-funded, heavily funded startups, they will spend heavily on talent. They will go out all guns blazing to B schools, to engineering schools, and they will hire like crazy. And when a startup which is so heavily funded, which can spend like crazy, for that startup, a big corporate is going to be no competition, because in a big, old, established corporate organization, they would be conservative as to how they spend, and they have certain standards at which they pay. Whereas a startup, or heavily funded startup, which you've seen in a lot of cases, is crazy about how they spend. And therefore, in order to get the best MBAs out of the B schools, I can foresee this, that some of the best startups will not hold back in spending crazy amount in salaries. And hence, in a few years, it will become a norm that some of the startups, and most of the startups who will be extremely well funded and fueled, they would come to the placements with some crazy offers, and MBA students will start to think about startups as a very aspirational role. One reason would obviously be the salary part of it, and the other is going to be that yes, it's a fact that you learn more in a startup because you have to do a lot more. Hence, these two things will become the key reason why I feel that startups will become the aspirational jobs for MBAs in the future. So the idea of creating this video was to share with you my 3 thoughts, my 3 predictions of what I think will happen in the MBA space in India. Now, if you agree with these things, or if you do not agree with any of these things, how about you go down and write in what do you think about these? Write it in the comments. I would surely reply back, and we'll have a healthy interaction over it. I'll see you in the next video, wherein I'll be sharing with you something valuable about your MBA program and about how you can create the best career outcomes from your MBA. Thank you so much.